It's another weekend of the English Premier League and lots of games will be happening this weekend, especially the big one, Manchester United against Chelsea, and also another Super Sunday, Arsenal against Manchester City at the Emirates. So it's going to be a very, very big one this weekend. So let's get into it as quick as possible. Let's preview this game and let's get our predictions over the line. Yes, our first game this weekend will be Liverpool against Everton. This is a Merseyside derby. This will be a very tough one for both sides. Liverpool has been on spectacular form this season, winning 5 games in a row, while Everton also has started this season very, very strongly. The likes of Jack Grealish is flying. He's doing very well, at the blue side of Liverpool. And also, it's been good in the last couple of games for these two sides. Very, very tight fixture, very kindly contested fixture for these two sides. The last 2 games at home for Liverpool, fantastic record. 2 wins out of 2 against Bournemouth and against Arsenal. While for Everton, the last 2 away games for them hasn't been too good. One loss and 1 win. So to me, I think this game will be very, very tight. This is a Merseyside derby, despite any other fixture you might think, but this is a derby and it's always going to be very, very tight. I think this game, to me, would be another Liverpool win, but it will be a very, very slim one. This will be that game that takes Liverpool over the line, in the sense that they've started this season strongly. Are they only going to rely on late goals? That's another thing. In the last 5 meetings of these two teams, Liverpool has won 3 times, 1 draw and 1 win for Everton. So it has not been so good for Everton in this fixture. The last meeting was a 1-0 victory over Liverpool to Everton, and a 2-2 draw. So last season, Everton did not win any of this fixture. So I think this match is going to end on a 2-1 victory for Liverpool. So to be on the safe side, it's over 1.5 for this team. But to me, I think it will be a 2-1 victory for Liverpool. Then the next game this weekend should be Brighton against Tottenham Hotspur. Now for Brighton, at home, they've been spectacular at home. They defeated Fulham and also Manchester City, which was a shocker. Also, they lost their last match away from home, against Bournemouth. But for Spurs away has been fantastic for me. The last game away from home, they won against West Ham, and also they went over to Manchester City and won 2-0. They kept 2 clean sheets away from home. That is a very, very good one, for Spurs. Now their away form is mostly better than their home form, and they've been scoring goals. In the last 2 away games, they've scored 5 goals and conceded none. So that is a very, very good record. And I think they have a better record in the last 5 games in all competition, better than Brighton. But when it comes to home games for Brighton against Spurs, it is always a very, very, favorable one for Brighton. The last game ended in a 3-2 victory for Brighton, while for Spurs, it ended in a 4-1 victory for Spurs. So I think this match is going to end in a 2-1 victory for Brighton against Spurs. 2-1 victory, to be on the safe side, over 2.5 for this game. Then the next match is Burnley against Nottingham Forest. Now for Burnley, it was not been a very, very good one. Their last match, they lost to Manchester United. Also, the previous match, they lost to Manchester United, but at home, they also lost to Liverpool. So they've made 2 big teams and they've lost. Now at home, they don't have an all bad record at home. They won against Sunderland and they lost against Liverpool. That's the only 2 games they've played at home, so it's not that bad. Why for Nottingham Forest, having a new coach, he wants to prove something. The first match was a difficult one against Arsenal. They lost that one and 3-0, and also they've drew against Crystal Palace away from home. I know Postecoglou wants to prove something. Postecoglou wants to show that yes, he has the winning factor, he has the winning mentality. But trust me, Burnley defense at home has been very, very good. It took a 9-minute goal from Salah, to get a goal for Liverpool against Burnley, and also they won against Sunderland. So I think they're a very, very strong side at home, and it will be very difficult for Nottingham Forest. Anything can happen, all right, but to me, I don't think Nottingham Forest will win this game. Whatever result comes out, I don't think Nottingham Forest will win this game. I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw for Burnley against Nottingham Forest. Now to the next game, West Ham against Crystal Palace. Now for West Ham, it has been a very, very bad start. In fact, Graham Potter is under severe pressure currently, and it has not been the best of starts for them. The last match, like I said earlier, they lost 3-0 against Spurs and also 5-1 against Chelsea at home. Now, their away form is mostly better than their home form. Why for Crystal Palace, it's been 1 away win and 1 draw for them. Against Crystal Palace, against Aston Villa, they won 3-0, and against Chelsea, it was a goalless draw. Their last meetings for this game, West Ham against Crystal Palace, was a 2-0 victory for Crystal Palace. With the current form of West Ham, it will be very difficult to win against this Crystal Palace side who has been flying in the last couple of matches, but in the last 2-3 matches have not been that good, but they are in a better form than West Ham. I think West Ham at home does not prove anything because this also is a London derby, just like the last game against Tottenham Hotspur. So to me, I think it's going to be a 2-0 victory for Crystal Palace against West Ham. So to be on the safe side, it will be an over 1.5. Now, the next match is Wolves against Leeds United. For Wolves, it's not been the best of start at home. 4-0 against Manchester City. They lost that one. And also, they lost their last match to Everton, 3-2 at home. And also, they lost away to Aston Villa, to Newcastle, 1-0. So, it has not been the very, very best of starts. But a good news coming from them, Strand Larsen signing a new contract, also the Wolves coach signing a new contract gives so much confidence to this Wolves side. Why for Leeds United, it has been a very, very bad start away from home for them. 6 goals conceded and no goals scored. 5 for Arsenal and 1 with Fulham against Leeds. So it has not been the best of start. In fact, their last 5 games, they've lost 4, draw 1 and lost 1. Why for Wolves, their last 5 games, they've lost 4 and won 1. So to me, this game will be very, very tight. The last time these two sides met, it was a 4-2 victory at Wolves. In fact, Wolves are finding it very, very difficult against Leeds United. Leeds United has always been getting the better side out of Wolves. The last 5 times they met, Leeds have won 3 times, draw 1 and lost 1 against Wolves. So Wolves have not had a better record against Leeds United at home, but this time, despite how their last fixture, their last form has been, they might want to do something and they might want to get a point. So to me, something tells me it's going to be a goalless draw. Something also tells me Wolves might just get 1 goal and get the 3 points against Leeds United, but it will be very, very tough, very, 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 very tough to me. So I think it's going to be a draw. Something tells me it's going to be a draw for Wolves against Leeds United, but anything can still happen. 1-0 for Wolves with still a very, very good record. So to be on the safe side, on under 4.5, I'm not sure there are going to be anything above 3 goals in this game, but it's your choice. Let me know what you think, but to me, I think it's going to be a goalless draw or a score draw, whichever way. Now for Fulham against Brentford, Fulham has started this season very strongly. A draw with Manchester United at home and a loss and a win against Leeds United, which was their last game. While for Brentford, they drew against Chelsea, getting a late equalizer, and also they lost their last 2 away games. Has been total disaster. 2-1 loss to Sunderland and 2-1 loss to Nottingham Forest. So away from home, they are not as strong as their home form. Why for Fulham, they've not lost at home. So that is a very, very good one for them. But for Fulham can surprise you at any time. That's how they are. When you expect them to win, they lose. When you expect them to lose, they win. That is how they are. But I think Fulham are more in form than Brentford. But to me, I think this match is going to be a very, very tough one. Chad, getting back in form. while the new signing for Fulham has been flying high. I think he did very, very well in this first game, which was the last game in Kelvin, which was a very, very good win for them. To me, I think Fulham have much more better quality to get this one over Brentford. So to me, I think both teams would fight for this one. So I think Fulham is going to win 1-0. Now for Bournemouth against Newcastle. Bournemouth surprised Spurs with a victory away from home, while Newcastle lost their Champions League game, won away. They won at home to Wolves. So to me, I think they have been hot. Spurs have been hot, but they don't have a better record against Bournemouth away from home. So to me, Bournemouth at home has had fantastic record, 2 wins out of 2, while for Newcastle, 2 draws away from home against Aston Villa and against Leeds. So they don't have a best of records away from home. So I think this match is still going to end in another disappointment for Newcastle. I think both teams will score, Bournemouth and Newcastle. But I think it's going to be a very difficult one for Newcastle. So I see Bournemouth picking up this one. I see a 2-1 victory for Bournemouth against Newcastle. Manchester United against Chelsea. A very, very big one. Chelsea lost their last match against Bayern Munich. Now, this is the Premier League. It's a different ball game entirely. Manchester United have not been the best of form, but they've had enough rest than Chelsea. Now, it has not been the best start for Manchester United in the Premier League. In fact, it's been very, very bad for them. You know, the loss against Manchester City was a very, very a huge one, and it brings so much pressure to them. Now, they have injury boosters. What I mean is players coming back from injury, Cunha, Mason Mount. So I think that will be a very, very good boost for them. While for Chelsea, their last away fixture was a draw, at Brentford. Now Chelsea wants to get back to winning ways. Chelsea wants to pick up all 3 points against Manchester United. While for Manchester United, they won their last home game against Burnley, and they want to get one better after losing their first home game against Arsenal. Now, the coach does not want the 2 back-to-back loss record for them, which will be very, very tough for them, and he might even get a sack immediately. But to me, I think in as much as Chelsea wants victory, in as much as Chelsea needs victory, in as much as Chelsea is the better side, in as much as Chelsea are on form better than Manchester United, I don't think this match will be as easy as people think it will be. To me, I think Manchester United, when it comes to playing big teams, Chelsea and the rest, they are always want to be a better side, but it wasn't to be in the last game against Manchester City. To me, I think this game would not be easy for the two sides. I think it's going to be a score draw. I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw for Manchester United against Chelsea. 1-1 draw. But it is what it is. Chelsea can still win 2-1. I don't trust these Maresca boys, but I still see 1-1 draw. But Chelsea can still win 2-1. But let's move to the next game. Sunderland against Aston Villa. I'm going to rush this one. For Sunderland, fantastic record at home. 2 wins out of 2 for a team coming from the relegation. While for Aston Villa, it's not been the best. They drew and lost. Goalless draw away at Everton and 1-0 loss against Brentford. They've not scored an away goal this season, which is very, very, very bad record. For Sunderland, fantastic win, flying high. The boys are doing well. They have experience in the squad. Young players doing well also in the squad. So I think this match is not a match that Sunderland should pick up a victory. A loss rather. I think Sunderland has surpassed all expectation already this season for me, and I rate them highly. In fact, I don't see them going back to the relegation zone. So I think it's going to end in a 2-0 or a 2-1 victory for Sunderland. I say a 2-0 victory for Sunderland. I just say a 2-0 victory, but let me know what you think about that. Arsenal against Manchester City. Arsenal are flying high this season. They've only lost 1 game and they've won the remaining 3 games. They won against Manchester United, Nottingham Forest, Leeds. While for Manchester City, it's not been the best to start for them, but their last two games in all competition has been very, very good. 2-0 win against Napoli, 3-1 win, 3-0 win against Manchester United. So I think they are getting their acts right. The new goalkeeper is giving the defense so much confidence, and their away form has not been really, really good. They won at Wolves 4-0, but against Brighton, their last match, they lost, which was a shocker. While for Arsenal, they've been fantastic at home. 2 wins without conceding a goal at home has been very, very good. One against Brentford, one against Nottingham Forest, one against Leeds. 5 goals against Leeds, 3 goals against Nottingham Forest. They've been very, very good at home. Now, Haaland scored in the last game. He also scored against Manchester United. I think he's going to get a goal here. I think Arsenal are going to fight for this. I think Arsenal wants to show the bigger side that yes, they're a very good side. The last time these two teams met at the Emirates Stadium, it was a 5-1 victory for Arsenal. So I think that rivalry between these two teams is still there. I think Mikel Arteta wants to prove something and wants to show that he's a very, very good side. The last games for these two sides and their last 5 games, for these two sides has been Arsenal 3 wins, 2 draws, and 0 win for Manchester City. So it's a very, very bad record. Arsenal are even more in form than Manchester City. So I see Arsenal picking up a victory against Arsenal. I see both sides to score. If you want to be on the safe side, both sides to score. But I see a 3-1 victory for Arsenal. That is what I think. Victor Gokores, you need to get another goal at home. You need to get another goal. It might happen. Just, you never know. But let me know what you think about this and also share your thoughts in the comment section. Now, note that betting and my predictions are just from my head and my thoughts and my logic. It's never 100%. So whatever you get from it, I wish you good luck. Please bet smart, bet safe. If you're new to this channel, hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell. Until I come your way again next time, don't forget to subscribe. I remain your boy Mike Way. Stay cool.